Hey, this is Russ Edgar, Avion Overlander. Welcome. This is the wall that I'm going to be working on the outside of. This is the inside. We had to put new studs in, took the windows out, and it's going to be like on the wall, and I'm going to swing around. And there's Lynn, my carpenter. It'll be exactly like this wall when it's done. It'll be furrowed out, and vertical siding will be put on. Here's the rest of them laying in the middle of the yard. We'll clean this up when we get this project done. But we pulled these out, or Lynn did actually. I didn't help with her at all. I was doing other things, but we have the windows out. Swing around. The new window in. And we have ordered another exact copy of this window that will go here. This is where I've been working, except for I'm helping Lynn work on a window. This will be my project. I just put a cat door in 2 days ago. Cats are learning to go in and out of it. I'll talk about that later in the video. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover this with white cedar shingles. Our whole house is white cedar shingles. I'll swing around. You can see them right there by Junior. Will match. Actually, the ones that I'll put on will be new. They will not be gray. They'll look really pretty, but then they will change to the gray. This is what Lynn has been doing for the last couple of days and what she's going to be working on today. She straightened up the insulation in this wall. As you can see, she put furring strips on it, and she's going to put vertical siding on it when she gets done. Today's project will be to go up to these triangular openings at the top and redo them. The big one has got a fancy air vent on the outside that looks beautiful, but it doesn't work. So she's going to pull this out, put new Vicor on it, and make it completely waterproof. I'm going to do the same thing to the one to the right there, but I'll work from the outside. Put heavy insulation in it, Vicor it, seal it, caulk it, and be done. I wanted to give you some perspective of what Lynn's doing. She did this yesterday. Those battens on there, she's going to be putting cedar boards on those today to match the upper portion, which is cedar, red cedar boards. This was a window when we started working about a week ago or so. I'll show you the actual window now. This is the actual window that we pulled out of that opening. We brought it over here. Yes, it was a little bit of a excitement for two old people. See that Lynn did a really good job caulking it in, or weather stripping it in with Vicor. We like to use Vicor products a lot. We've had snow and rain up against it this week, and it just functioned flawlessly. You see some new covering and some boards that we take out. That was a nice big window. I'll pan over. Here is another nice window, but these were handmade windows that did not work out. We used them for, well, maybe 10 years, and they leaked. So they're gone now. Actually, that one's not quite yet. We think, Lynn and I think it looks lovely. Considering there used to be a window there. Yes, we'll have to stain it when we get around to it. That's not going to be today. Lynne's making a little progress on this north wall, as you can see. I'll pan up. It'll be a white wall that's vertical. There will be a batten board going across the top there at 8 feet, and then finish up at the angle. She's done a really good job of insulating it and taping off all the places in the wall. Battens or nailers are nailed. Two big 2-inch nails, I believe. This is the gun that Lynne used to put the furring strips up. It's a boss-stitch nailer. We built the house with it, actually. That's why we bought it. It does a stupendous job. With the one caveat, it is a bit heavy for little people like us. The board's a little wavy and is giving her fits of getting it flat on there. So she's putting a bar clamp on it to suck it in. Maybe two the way she's going. You want both of them?
No, I can't get on up here.
Okay. Lynne's making a little progress, about halfway across. I use this to remove the staple so I can remove a shingle, or actually every shingle has at least 2 staples in it. I tap it up under the shingle or the stainless steel staple, or I tap it over the stainless steel staple and then just pry it out, get it so I can grip it with the vice grips, and then go ahead and pull it right on out. Yes, sometimes I make a mistake, sometimes the shingle breaks. There are times that you need to pull the staple out. For a job like this, I always keep a level handy because everything is visual here. It makes a super weather-tight wall. However, you need to keep it level. So I level it, and then I use this. You can see there's a nailer right there. It's a piece of cedar that I cut off, and it has a couple of nails in it holding it level. And I set all the butts of the shingles on it, and that means that all the butts are reasonably level. You can see there's a little space here and there, but that's the way it is. Generally, I'd like to leave an 1/8 between shingles, and that gives them room to expand. You notice when I put a shingle on, I overlap them such that never have 2 edges that are running the same. You're wanting to keep the water out. This is the cat door. I'm working on it right now, just finished the bottom of it. Because of the door and the framing, I had to cut and put on some odd shingles, and I'll point to them so you understand. Right there, 3 of them. But they are cut so small that if I use a staple gun, it will break them. So what I do is I have some little, and I mean lovely little nails. These are stainless steel nails. They're pretty little. They're made for cedar siding. But when I have a place that I can't get the staple gun in, I use these. They're Simpson strong ties, stainless steel. These are 2 inches long. You can get them in 1 3/4 inches, but we've always used the 2-inch, and that's the way it is. Other tools that I use, I always keep a set of vice grips here. You can see them laying right there. I'll pick them up so you can see them. In case I have to pull a shingle. I keep my hammer. That hammer is approximately 50 years old. Lynn's getting ready to paint some short pieces that go in the top of the wall she's building. I thought it might be interesting for some of you who are not experienced very well in it, that she uses these paint blocks. It's a piece of board with a big long screw in it, and as you can see, she balances the board on 4 of them and paints them, all edges. Sometimes she flips it over. It works just as well if you do flip it over, but it makes assembling a wall much easier. As you can see, she uses the foam, what do you call those, Lynn?
Paint pads. Foam
pads and paint pads. She likes those better than brushes, actually, for most things. If she was doing staining, she would do the same thing. We do it before we put the board up. Then you can go back if you mess it up, do something bad to it, and you can fix that. You can fill it if you gouge it. You can touch up paint real easy, but it works really well the way she does it. I've just swung around. She's still painting behind me, and you can see this is the result. Those short boards that she's painting, they're going to go right here in this location. And I'll do a shot of a part of the video later today, and that'll be pretty well filled in, because that's what she's doing right now. It'll have to dry, and then she'll put it up. All right, Lynn's changed to the long boards, just short of 8 foot. She cuts these before she paints them, obviously. Or maybe it's not obvious, but she does. So when she gets them painted and they dried, they're ready to go in the slot. And she uses a pen gun to nail them up. And yes, for those of you who are woodworkers, after they're painted, they do not slide into the slot, the tongue and groove, as well as they do when they're naked. Okay, I've started my part of working on the back porch. As you can see, I've got 3 rows in, actually 4. If you're familiar with shingles, on the bottom row, you double them, which they are. There's 2 layers on the very bottom row, and then they're shingled as we go up. Cat door is new. I put that in, framed around it. I'll be, if things go well, I'll be above it, probably with the butt of the shingles before long. I'll swing over. This is what we're using. They are extra A quality shingles. They're made in Canada. We've used these on the whole house. The whole house is completely shingled. Well, I guess that's not true. There are some red cedar boards that we put on in the eaves to make it look different and be a little smidge easier. This is a white cedar shingle right here. It's clear, you can see. It's got a smidge of a curve in it, and I put the curve so the curve bows out. The middle of it bows out, and then I staple it. This is a staple gun I'm using. It's a boss stitch. I've used it to do the whole house. It works fantastically. The staples are stainless steel staples. You can see them right there. Air hose actually made it easier. I ran it out through the cat door. So the air hose is coming out the cat door. The gun is working great. All right, we've made some progress since the last scene I showed you. It's a new day. I've got up as high as I can go standing on the ground. So Lynn and I spent a bit of time this afternoon moving a couple of scaffolds that we have and a walkboard. The walkboard goes through. It's pretty sturdy. I haven't done any nailing yet, but I've got everything up there ready to go. We should be able to get several more rows before the sun goes down today. Well, that's a lovely sight to behold. Just finished the east wall. Well, you can see that the trim pieces have not been put on. East wall is done basically. North wall is done. And you can see that the west wall is done. No trim pieces have been put on. We'll do that the very, very last when we finish it. Making pretty good progress today. We've actually gone to town and had to get lumber, fooled around, so I haven't done a lot. You see I'm about 2 rows actually from the eave there, the corner. I'm going to have to start cutting each one of them on the slant. I think that's about 14 degrees. I'd like for you to please think about subscribing to our channel. I'm going to stop today and show you Lynn's inside work and the finish of this in the next video. Please be safe out there, and I hope you are as lucky as Lynn and I are.